Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin finally breaking here to the downside as expected. We did not move another little move up apparently. We moved down straight away. We're going to take a look at that. So yeah, overall this is obviously hammering down many of the altcoins as well. Already started overnight here in the UK. And yeah, so my warnings from the last few weeks have now shown to be true, that we are not back in a major bull run, that we are coming down once more, that we all need to be prepared for further price drops, and especially with Bitcoin as well, where if we go here into the smaller scale on the 4-hour chart, we can see that after Bitcoin reached the wave 4 target area, so I would now label this finally the wave 4, even though it did not reach the ideal retracement or the perfect retracement for that wave 4, which would have been the 38.2% fib level. It already reached the minimum requirement for a wave 4 and made you aware that this could have already been it. Apparently it was already it. Then we started here the move down, obviously, with a wave 1, 2, 3. This was then the wave 4 in my opinion, and we are now in a wave 5. A lot of people ask me how that wave 5 can be so long, because it would land in the target area here between 20 and 29k. So this is there are obviously different ways of how you can get to a target level for a wave 5. One way is to take the Fibonacci extensions of the wave 1 and 3 combined. We can do that just roughly, and you get the ideal target then for a wave 5 would be the 1.618, and don't know how accurately I just did that. I think I did it a bit too so yeah, that would point here to the 27k level, yeah, that wave 5. So that's one way of doing that. However, this could also become something like a more complex wave, obviously, yeah, but it all points towards that target area down here. So not to overwhelm the chart, I'm going to take the wave count out now. But for everybody who's new on the channel, my view is anyway that we are going to get here into this yellow area between 20 and 29k. This is the primary expectation, because Bitcoin did its wave 1 up here. In my opinion, we are in a wave 2. In a wave 2, what you ideally reach is the 61.8% fib level that is here in that target area around 27k. Also, that wave A low here, 28.7k from June, ideally in that wave 2 or in the C wave, because you get a wave A, B, C. In that wave C, you want to get below the wave A. This is just the most likely scenario. 2 ways to get there. One way would be with a here in red shown as the alternative, with a wave B, and then you go down in a wave C. This would mean that we have a little bit of an extended correction. Yeah, the 2 different ways to get to this final destination. Well, it is hopefully not the final destination, because we should go to new all-time highs after we reach that yellow target area. But there are 2 ways to get there. Wave A, B, C. That would have been the more bullish wave count. In the end, doesn't seem to be playing out. So the alternate, or the primary view now, as I already told you in the last, well, for the last couple of weeks now, after there was a bit of an exaggeration to the upside, that we are coming down here probably straight away. That is how it was looking like recently, because we were coming down very impulsively again. And up here, I switched briefly from that primary to the alternative, because this was a structurally very important level here, the 45.8k. It was looking like we could then get more easily get into the green area up here between 55 and 65k. But I think now that this here was just an exaggeration, as it sometimes happens. It was still a valid wave 4, but yeah, I think it was just an exaggeration. And this is just a situation we face sometimes due to the volatility in the market. What you need to understand is there is always a bullish and a bearish alternative, but in my view here, or in my case here, there is one destination. So I'm very, very specific here. Of course, there are different ways how we can get there, and so we need to judge the probabilities basically every day, which is what we're doing on this channel. But yeah, as I warned you already in the last few days here, that we are gonna get here probably the move down straight away. Now I would have thought maybe we dip once more into the target area. That is what I have to expect, because the 38.2% fib level is just the most likely one. But again, we did the minimum already, so ready for a move down. Showed you also already in the last few days that this could have already been, because we came down so impulsively, that wave one here in small, wave 1, 2, now doing the wave 3, 4, 5, just to give you an idea already for the next impulse down. So overall, yeah, we've never really left the downtrend. Yeah, even here, if you draw, there are probably different ways to do it. Just roughly, if I draw here descending trend line, we're below it again. And I told you that, of course, when we break below this channel, so this is this descending channel here, yeah, that you can see. And when we break below that, then we can expect further move down. But the main level was not just the channel, the main level was the previous swing low here. So that was at 39.2. That was broken. We moved down all the way to 38.5. Now obviously we are retracing a little bit up, and we might retest the previous low. But my view would now be, because we came down so impulsively again, bearish engulfing candlesticks here, that we are continuing our downtrend until it gets invalidated. Now, there is probably a potential, and I hope this doesn't happen, but we need to be aware of it, because it would just be a more pain, would take much longer, that we can draw here some sort of a channel between these lines as well. Now, I'm not quite sure how that would work out, because you can't combine them perfectly, but we might get some support here around the 38k mark, but I hope it doesn't happen. So yeah, my view would now be that we continue the move down. If we take a look at the VPVR, where we find the next, or where we have historically a lot of volume, you can see this is exactly where we now are, here around 38.5. If we break below this level here with all that historic volume, so key support area, then for a long time there is nothing. So the 38, well, pretty much where we are now. Yeah, so if you break below 38.5, I think this is where it starts to drop off. Then, as you can see, there is a huge gap, and I think next support would then be that previous swing low at 34.4. And again, that is an important level to get to now. If we lose that, then we've got the previous swing low here around 33k. And I think below that, you should fairly easily, there's only one more jump where we could then get into that target area finally. So yeah, Bitcoin looking for Easter eggs further down below. And this is gonna obviously have a huge impact on the altcoins as well. So yeah, as expected, we see here some volatility in the new week. That's good, because it keeps it interesting. And also we are heading into the direction of that target area, which is a good sign. I just don't think we have seen the low yet. We are, by the way, back in extreme fear. If you look at the fear and greed index today, we've reached 24, which is the fear and greed index. And yeah, 24 is meaning extreme fear. And someone asked, what does the fear and greed index have to do with the Elliott waves? Everything. Not that I base my analysis on the fear and greed index, but in an extreme fear environment, how do you want to get to new all-time highs? The thing is that both the Elliott wave method, both the Elliott waves and the fear and greed index, they're both measuring market sentiment. Yeah, they're both measuring market sentiment. That is the purpose of the Elliott wave method. And so they are in a sense related. Of course, not one-to-one. You can't say, right, if we're extreme fear, we are in a wave 2, whatever, but it is the general market sentiment that both are measuring. All right, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for that in the description. We are very active there this year. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.